You know, the very thought of enlightenment and trying to feel something prevents you from feeling it at all. Keeps you wanting something in the future, which keeps you so you're thinking about the future and feeling it. When you don't, really, the truth is, it's right now, right here. It's your, what you feel, at your core, which is your perception, perspective, which your perspective creates the thoughts you're going to think, creating your perception, which brings about the feelings and the future thoughts and actions you're going to have. So there's other ways to achieving with enlightenment or being enlightened, but it only happens with acceptance of whatever happens right now. Acceptance is the only answer. Acceptance is key, not just key for enlightenment, but life itself and the wisdom you'll learn from enlightenment. But it takes many ups and downs to ever get to this point. And I think that Eckhart Tolle claiming himself as a master is not the truth, and claiming yourself as a master is a lie of mastery itself. I know that no humans are masters. I am not. I might have the wisdom to know the difference between much of everything that I've ever experienced once I learn from the experiences, but nobody on this planet is a master. Zen Buddhists are not masters. Why? Because they live by a certain standard and that's it. All else is not the truth to them, and they only live by the book, or they keep themselves at one certain degree and they keep themselves stunted in growth. That's the actuality. And karma and past lives, thinking so much about this, you only know what you experience and what you feel in your heart. And Eckhart Tolle teaches that there's separation between your mind and body, but the very fact is that very thought of separation is what causes resistance and not being present and experiencing the present moment right now. It actually creates more pain and havoc. So that teaching actually creates not just a delusion and an insanity, but pain, which is the opposite of what you're trying to be. And him living in his body and without his mind is a delusion in itself, but he's still experiencing something called love, and he's teaching everyone this is truth when I'm speaking the damn truth right now. That's not the truth. I feel great. I'm always feeling great. And I always have the wisdom to know the difference. But I don't like to see that happen, but it's not my right, and I don't have the need to speak out against anyone. But because I really don't care. I will say there's a lot of blind men in this world trying to know themselves and acceptance and being themselves, and blindness to the past and the future, and seeking themselves in the future, and in the conditional thought which most live in. That I help those people get past their issues as they perceive them as issues. But I am 22 years old, and I do not. And the very fact that you must claim yourself as being, you can call yourself whatever the hell you want to call yourself. You know why? Because you have the wisdom to know the difference, that calling yourself something is what you perceive it as. And maybe the truth is, and it actually is, you don't know. The truth is, you never know, but there's a time when you do. But you always have the wisdom that knowing that word doesn't have to create controversy or stuck at one level or ego. There's fear of the ego. That's what there is. There's fear of all this and that, because the truth is, if Eckhart Tolle was living in enlightenment, he would not feel emotions at all. He would feel love, and that's it. And peace. Peace as well. Peace is great. There's always peace, but what about the joy and love? And love at the highest degree. Peace is just the very beginning of experiencing love itself. It goes peace, and then it goes up. It gets better and better. Your vibration rises. And I'm Mitchell Krause, and I am not going to be a teacher in this. That's not my job, and I don't want to do that. People live their lives. I'm just speaking the truth of actuality, practicality, everything. Your common sense, intellect, intuition, love itself, and the very thought of saying spirit or being when you feel that feeling of love, you think of that very word which prevents you from feeling. Because what's been taught is not the actuality of love and creation. And it's been sold as books and this and that. And I just can't. It's funny, but people are so blind. Those even that call themselves masters are living it. And I see I'm younger, which doesn't mean anything. I'm just saying, this world is blind, man. I'm not against anyone, but I hope people can see. It's all about self-growth, and if people don't see, I mean, I don't. It could lead to something else. You never know. With the way the world economy is going right now, and the way we do things repetitively, the same things over and over, is an act of stupidity and blindness and towards common sense itself, which most people perceive common sense as the truth, but the common sense that most people live in is actually not common sense at all. It's not common sense to live in conditional thought, ups and downs and lows, and thinking of yourself in the future and the past, and being just egotistical. That's not common sense, but it has been taught throughout the world to be common sense. So it is by the ones that, by what they see, but it's actually not. It's the opposite. It's actually insanity. What could be called that? When you're blind to your actions, that's insane. That's what's classified as insane. As people have psychosis, they're blind to what they're doing. They believe in what they are seeing, whatever. And most people are blind to this. So, yes, that can be called as insanity by definition. I only speak what is true, and that's that.